YouTube, what's happening? It is Tuesday, May 20th, and we're going to talk about MLB today. We have technically 15 and a half games today because Cleveland, Minnesota is going to try to resume from the fourth inning from yesterday. So they're going to try to get this game going. We'll see what happens. A lot of people think it's not going to happen with the weather, but you'll see. And then we have our remaining 15 usual games. So we're going to break these games down. We're going to see if we can find some value like we always do. We're going to look at the spreadsheets. We're going to look at the props. And but first, we got to do what we always do. We got to look at how yesterday went. So these are the plays I took yesterday. Nico, 1.5 HR, hit nicely. Dobbins only got 2 strikeouts. He went 3 innings without a strikeout, so I'm surprised he even ended up with 2. Hey, whatever. Caballero, I still can't say this guy's name. He had that with HRR. That was nice. Ramirez is pending because a lot of books just didn't void him out, didn't pay him out, didn't do nothing. They're just kind of waiting until today's game because they moved to today. They're just going to pick it up from there. So I think they should have just voided it, but hey, every book does their thing. Some do it differently. I understand. Over 8.5 hit nicely. Colorado was good. Like Colorado was winning until the 8th, and all of a sudden the bullpen came in. Hey, the read was perfect. The data was great. The stats were there. We only looked at the pitchers, and now I realize when I have something like that, I need to take the first 5 because first 5 was the easy winner. But then the Colorado bullpen, my God, the Colorado bullpen's so bad. They came in and just done. There you go, 9-3 final or whatever it was. And then Renfroe again under hits because Duke couldn't get a hit off that dude. He went 0 for 3, and then over 9.5 Arizona, and the Doyas hit. So that is a 5-2 day with 1 pending, which will just move on to today's list. So yeah, that's a great day. We will take that. If you want the plays typed out, or if you want access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research, all you gotta do is go check out the HQ. Simple as that. So enough of that. We have 16 and a half games. So let's stop wasting time and jump to that first one right now. Okay, before we jump to the first game, we got to do weather because it's such a hot topic for some of these games. And then we'll talk about the Cleveland Twins game. That'll be the first game we talk about here. So, Cubs, Marlins, Dome, no issues. Pirates, no issues really. Maybe a little bit of rain. Washington doesn't look like anything bad. Boston, 9 miles an hour in, a little bit of rain maybe. Tampa out at 8, nothing, and hot. So maybe the potential over. Ball might travel a little bit better there. Yankees, nothing to worry about. Toronto's in a dome. Minnesota, this is why we're talking about they might not play the first game or the second game. So yeah, it is going to be nasty all day up there in the Twin Cities. So at 17 miles an hour, I know they have this game scheduled to continue in the 4th inning. You ain't playing what 15 innings of baseball today? Not in this one. Not a chance. We'll see. You got Chicago, same situation, but not nearly as bad. They got rain, they got wind. This one might get postponed. So Brewers are in a dome. St. Louis out at 12. Nice potential over. Rockies against the Phillies. You can see the stats there. Not 13, blowing in though. Giants out at 13. Man, it's been very windy in San Fran the past week. A's out at 5, and then Doyers out at 9. So there's your weather there. We have 2 main spots to focus on, which would be these 2 spots. But other than that, everything's pretty chill. So let's focus on Cleveland, Minnesota, okay? So do I have lines up? I don't have a live line in the 4th inning. I'll show it. Let's look on the other one. There it is. There's game 2's line right there. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to keep it 100% with you. I don't think these games are happening. I don't. As like others, we all have pending tickets, just waiting to see what happens. But so let me go ahead and pop ye stats up on the screen so you can see it. This is technically a doubleheader because the way it's set up is they have this game starting at 6:10, I think it is. And then they expect to play the next game right after at 7:40 because they're trying to squeeze it in to make it work with the schedule. It ain't gonna work with the schedule. Mother Nature's gonna win that battle every single time. So if you're new here, I don't play doubleheaders. This is essentially a doubleheader. They played 4 innings or 3.5 innings. This is a lot. So smart thing is to leave the doubleheader alone. You may think something's going to happen in stats. Look at the weather. You saw the weather. You see how nasty it's going to be. You think they're going to play a game in this? You think so? I don't. I'm passing on the second game of the doubleheader, and I already got to play in the first one, so we're not going to take anything else in this one. So the Twins, Guardians, today, both games are both passes, and we're going to move on to the first real game next. All right, first real game we're going to focus on is going to be Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Currently, we are looking at Cincy with a slight favorite with an 8 total. Let's look over at the spreadsheet, look at the numbers. You can see how they've been doing. Cincy's on a 5-game win streak. Also, the Twins stopped their streak. Cincy starts up a nice streak. Pittsburgh's got a streak going too, but not the right direction. Pittsburgh is down there with Chicago and Colorado right now. They're just they're in the basement, just hanging out together, having a little basement party. And you can see why. Look at these numbers. How hard is it to put stick on ball and gets on base? How hard is that? For Pittsburgh, very hard. Ah, man, let's go over here and just look at who's pitching today. Falter against Martinez. Falter, walks allowed, 4 out of 5. Cincy, how are you on walks? You're 19th at 2.9. That doesn't help me out. None. So we're not looking at his prop. That's not a good prop. We don't care. Let's look over here. Falter, history versus Cincinnati. We got some Stevenson, 2 home runs and 15 at bats with a 5.33 average. It's pretty good. Pretty good. We got a home run for Espinal. We got a home run for Steer. We got a home run for Friedel. And you can see the stats there. 514 at bats is pretty good. Let's look at lefties. Cincy this season, this is how they've been doing. Pittsburgh versus righties. And Pittsburgh versus Nick Martinez. That's a lot of green, actually. A lot of green. We got a home run for Horowitz. We got a home run for Reynolds. Man, we got some offense popping in this game historically. Recently, Pittsburgh has no offense. Cincy is doing way better. So far, are we leaning Cincy with this? Yeah, Cincy versus Falter. Yeah, we got a couple dudes that can just rake. Stevenson, Steer. We might have to pop over here and look at their batting props too, just to see. Stevenson, look who's the first one. The first one that pops up is Steer. And we just saw Steer over here. Steer, 14, 500, home run, 1.4. Even if he doesn't hit a home run, I don't care about the home run. The prop here is for old boy to get on base. Just hit the ball once. I know it's juicy, but hey, it's there for you if you want to take it. You got Steer, and then that's it. Just Steer. So, yeah, let's look at this one. This might be a play. I might just take this one because why not? Yeah, last 10, he's on a 9-game hitting streak. Love that. Great history. Yeah, we'll probably add that one. Let's go and look at the anything else. Look at the earn runs. I'm kind of curious about that kind of stuff too. So, I'm tempted to take. If Falter's anything, Falter's been good the last 3 games too. Look at the earn runs. Look at that. Last 3, he's averaging 1.8. It's pretty good. San Diego, Atlanta, and the Mets. Those are three pretty good offenses. He's been pretty spot on. Dodgers got him for 5, but yeah. And Martinez, last 5 is averaging 1.4. Man, both okay. Over is out. Yeah, I think we're just gonna stick with our play. We're gonna take where'd he go? We're gonna take Steer to get a hit. Let's have fun with that. Steer over 0.5 hits. We're gonna take that next. All right, moving on. Cubs and Miami are next. Currently, we got Cubs 135 with an 8.5 total. Spreadsheet. We can see both offenses are doing pretty good. Miami's looking. Look at Miami, 5-5 with a 2-game win streak. Miami, I see you popping up above average range. That ain't where you belong. Get back down to the basement. Chicago, you're looking pretty good above average in actually the good territory. Good stuff. Let's look at who's pitching today. Today in this game is going to be, it is Ryan Weathers and Jamison Talion. Nobody standing out for props on the overs. Look like we got some unders potentially. Talion under hits. Weathers, Talion under walks. Weathers again. Now, I ain't going to take none of this because the bats look good. But if we had somebody like, it was Talion like this, and we had Pittsburgh's, if he was facing Pittsburgh, I'd be taking his under hits all day. I'm going to tell you right now. But so we don't have it here. Not the best matchup. So everything's pretty average so far. Let's go. Weathers versus Chicago. Historically, we got 1 home run for Suzuki, but not many at bats. Nothing stands out against lefties. Here's Chicago versus lefties this season. This is Miami versus righties, and this is Talion versus Miami. We got a home run and 3 for Ramirez. We got Stowers has 2 at bats with 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. He has 2 solo shots. That's about as best you can do. So you want to take Stowers to get a home run on Dinger Tuesday? He might be able to hook you up. He might. Other than that, I am not liking anything else here. So let me look at the bats real quick because why not? Let's take a peek. Bring this over to Chicago, Miami. I like Outlier. So organized, so nice. Hicks, Stout. There he is. There go. Mama, there go that man right there. Right there. But he's 2 for 2. I need more data than 2. I know two times he hit the ball, it go far, but around here we need a little more data than 2 at bats. So based on all this information, based on what we're seeing, based on the pitching, I don't like everything is just too everything's just too close together. There's nothing screaming, hey, take this like the last play. So we're going to pass on this one next. All right, and remember how we do things around here. We focus heavily on something that's the most common sense statistical outlier we look at and go, oh, that just makes sense. If you have to look at it and go, I don't know, you shouldn't play it. So that's what we do around here. So We focus on how have you what have you done for me lately, Eddie? That's what we do around here, and it works out well. So, because some people question it, some people are new, and I understand it. And welcome, by the way. So, Boston, New York is up next. You can see the stats, well, not the stats. You can see the lines. We can see is currently Mets slightly favored with a 9 total. Look over at the sheet. We could see the Mets have been kind of struggling a little bit, haven't they? They ain't doing too good. They ain't doing too hot. The runs are struggling. They're 5-5. That's just baseball, isn't it? And the Boston team's doing quite well. Strikeouts, that's where they live. They live in the bottom 5 in strikeouts. So we got a strikeout pitcher today. That'd be nice if we did. Let's go over here. Change this to the right game. Mets and Red Sox. Doop doop. Clay Holmes is going up against a ghost. I don't know who he's going up against. He's going up against Bueller, Walker Bueller. That's why Bueller has no props. I don't understand. But hey, I ain't questioning it. That means he might not be pitching. They might be changing it. Let's see what we got. It is Bueller. Yeah. Okay. I hope Bueller's pitching because Pete Alonso has a vendetta against Bueller. He has 14 at bats and 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the win. That's gonna be Dinger Tuesday. Put Pete Alonso on your slip because he hates this man for some reason. I don't know what he did to him, but he hates him. Lindor's got a home run. You can see the stuff here. Righties, there you go. I might even make me like a little side list over here of like just potential whatchamacallit, home runs. Just because why not? Who I had, I can't remember the last one. It was Stowers from the last one. Then we got let's see. Oh, make sure I make my list nice and pretty so I can read it. That might help. Otherwise, I won't be doing it. So let's do that. Bang right there. We're going Alonso. We're gonna have to put him on the list of potential home runs. It's Dinger Tuesday. Let's have a little fun, right? So we can see righties for the Mets. See what they do. Let's see Boston versus righties. There you go. And Boston versus Clay Holmes. A lot of nothing. So Clay Holmes. So clearly this is all leaning Mets so far. Even though the Mets are statistically not doing as well as Boston, but they're not that much worse. They're kind of close. So then you look at the player props. You see Clay Holmes earned runs. He did get popped for 4 last time against Pittsburgh of all teams. You let Pittsburgh get 4 runs off you? Come on. What is you doing? And I don't have props to the other guys, so I think we're going to go what we just saw. I think we got to go for it, right? What else would I even consider taking in this one? Polar Bear, where are you? Please be good. Gee, how far down do I have to get something? There's Soto. Alonso, where are you? Oh my God. Okay, we're just going to go this way. Pete Alonso is a lot faster. Oh my goodness, he is. Oh, his only runs HR. I don't have HR. What? Okay, weird things are happening in this game. I will can home runs, and RBI. I can't get hits. Literally. All right, something's funny about this game. I'll come back to it later and just check again. But for right now, it's gonna be Pete Alonso. But for right now, it has to be a pass. So we'll move on next. All right, moving on. Braves in Washington currently. It's Braves 180 on the road with an 8.5 total. Spreadsheet tells us, yep, that's about right. Yeah, Atlanta has been doing quite well. The bats, they're 6-4 with a 1-game streak. Washington's on a 3-game streak though. Washington just put it on, and was it Baltimore? I believe it was. Yeah, Baltimore stood no chance against them because Baltimore's about to be hanging out with Pittsburgh, Colorado, and Chicago to keep on with them with how they playing. They already fired their manager, so it's yeah. Pitchers, we got Mitchell Baca going up against Spencer. Spencer Strider's back already. I know they activated him. I didn't know he'd be starting already the next day. Welcome back, good sir. Welcome back. Let's see. When was the last time he pitched? I'm curious. It was April 16th. Okay, it was against Toronto. He had 2 earned runs. So he has not pitched in literally about a month. So now let's look at here. Parker earned runs 2.5 is not looking good. Atlanta is 11th in runs. They're 6th in hits. So that might be something we could fade right here. Walks. Atlanta is 4th in walks. This is something we could also fade. We're not going to mess with Spencer. He's new. He's been a month. We got to see how he does. Parker has been not good the last 4 games. 6-5-4-4. That is, one of those was Atlanta the last time out. And the more a pitcher faces a batter, the more it favors the batter because they get to see the pitches, they get to see the release points. It's just the more you face them, the worse it gets for the pitcher, especially when you face them pretty close together. So, yeah, not the best start. Parker historically versus the Braves. There you go. Not bad numbers. There's no home runs given up. I mean, not that crazy. Against lefties, there you go. You see the information there. Washington against righties, there's your numbers. Strider. Garcia has 2 home runs and 13 at bats with a 385 against Strider. Hmm, that's something. Okay. All right, sure. Oh man. I think we got to fade Mitchell Parker though. I think the Braves are playing hot enough to where we can fade them. The runs are good. The runs are desirable. They left a lot on base. You can tell. Batting average desirable. Hits, RBI, everything's good. I think we're going to take Parker over 2.5 earned runs in this one. I don't really want to trust Atlanta with the way Strider is coming back eventually right now. So, and Washington could pop off. They got a little streak going. They've been doing good on the streak too. So, let's just take Parker over 2.5 earned runs next. All right, moving on. Houston, Tampa. Currently, it is a pick 'em with a 9.5 total. Look at the spreadsheet. We can see Houston's playing a little bit better statistically, just from you can see more green than red. Tampa's not doing too good in the OBP. It's looking at OPS, doubles, triples, home runs, or walks area, and everything else is yellow. So that means Tampa's below average in bats. Houston's about average. Nothing stands out so far. Let's go to the props. Who's pitching? Lettel is going up against Brandon Walter. Well, we need some stats on Brandon Walter, don't we? I think we do. So let's look at him up. Brandon Walter, stats. You can see what he's done. He has not not pitched in a game since 2023. Yeah, he pitched in 9 games in 2023 in the majors, and with a 6.26 ERA. So not the goodest. The best, goodest ain't a word. What the hell am I saying? Not the best. I meant to say not good. Came out not goodest. Whatever. We're gonna leave that in. I don't care. Oh man, hilarious. So yeah, I'm just kind of taken back. This dude hasn't pitched in 2 years, literally. So all right, he's been in the minors, chilling out. Right? Yeah, just straight minors. All right, so we can look at Zach here. At least we can see Zach's information. Over 5.5 hits allowed. Houston, how are you on hits? 13th. That don't help me none. Tampa, how are you in hits? 18th. That don't help me none either. So let's take a look at the history at least. Maybe we have some history. To matchup. Zach versus Houston. There you go. Pena, 429 with a home run with a 1-2. We got a 571. We got 400. Not much. Not many at bats, but still not much data. So righties, there's your information for the season. Tampa against lefties. There you go. Tampa's not good against lefties, guys. I mean, there's nobody. We got a 3 for you, and that's about it. That's about all we got. So, and Brandon Walter is 1-for-1. Your Morel's 1-for-1 against him. All right, we got just nonsense. No, I'm not backing a pitcher right here that hasn't pitched in 2 years. I'm not backing a team that can't hit the ball in Tampa. And no, just a pass. Next. All right, let's move on to Texas and the Yankees. And currently we have 190 for the Yanks with a 9 total. Let's look over here. We can see New York is way better with the bats than Texas. Texas is struggling with the bats. They're getting runs in because, I mean, when they get home runs, but other than everything else, the batting average is not good. On base, slugging, everything else is bad. So it's kind of funny how they're good at this, but not good at this. That's kind of weird, but hey, whatever. That's what stats do sometimes. Today in this game, pitching is going to be, we got 2 pitchers, Will Warren versus Patrick Corbin. And Patrick Corbin has been pretty solid, I believe. Let's look. His earned runs, where's his earned runs? 2.5. He's only gone over 1 out of 5. Yeah, I'm done fading Texas Patrick Corbin is a different beast from Washington Patrick Corbin. Different dude completely. So Will Warren over earned runs is what the hell, dude? You'd be giving up at least 2 earned runs, but you're facing Texas, who is not good. So let's look at the earned runs. Yeah, last 5, you're averaging 2.4. That's not good. I mean, it could be worse, but yeah. Let's look at the histories. No, let's see, 1 for 3. There's your righty for the season. New York lefty for the season. Corbin, look at Corbin history. LeMahieu has 3 home runs and 21 at bats with a 381 average. Judge got a hold of one time, but he's 2 for 10. Yeah, this is the game to tell us how Corbin. If Corbin's good, he's going to do a half-ass job, a decent job even against New York today. This is the test. Like I faded you to start the season because I thought you'd be like you were in Washington. I kind of couple outings. I've been like, okay, maybe we don't fade you, and now I'm like, okay, this is the boss battle. If you can get by New York at New York, I will give you your flowers. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm not gonna touch it. We're gonna leave it on that. Will Warren. Texas is garbage with offense, so I'm sorry. You might do well. What was it? What was your everything? Was it walks? Walks? No. It's just you for earned runs. And I don't think you might have a great game because Texas's offense is so bad. Like, that's just not. They're good at runs, but they're bad at everything else. So I don't know if I want to take the earned runs. This is kind of a gamble. Like, I lean him over. But, man, I don't trust Texas. You got to be able to hit the ball to score runs, and they can't hit the ball. So we're going to leave that alone. Let's go to the bats. There's a lot of bats here, so let's see how many Yankees pop up on this list. First one's Burger, of course. Burger's got a 10-game or a 5-game hit streak. 9 out of 10, he's got a hit. There goes that man again. There he goes. Every time we get somebody who has a great history, they pop up as first or second on the hits. Now that is really juicy. Come on, that's too much. That is too much for us, right? Right. But what's his HRR looking like? Ooh, not good. Let's go last 10, zoom out a little bit, see if we can get a story. Ah, man, he is 8 out of 10 for minus 190. It's kind of like Steers, a little juicy, but guess what? I might still take it because why not? Because let's go back and look at his hits real quick. Just take a little peek ski at it. Boop. LeMahieu, 381 and 21 at bats is actually pretty good. Bellinger, 389 and 18 at bats is even better. 894, but that's 1.2. That's good stuff. And LeMahieu's actually top of the list here. And Bellinger is down here, and he's not doing it as well. All right, let's do it. I know it's a little juicy. I know it is, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take LeMahieu to get a hit. Next. All right, moving on. We're moving over to San Diego and Toronto. What a difference. San Diego, California to Toronto, Canada. That's funny. Weather, completely different. Let's see. We got San Diego 125 with an 8 total. Let's look over at their sheet, and we see both offenses are doing very well recently. They're both getting runs. They're hitting it. Slugging, OPS, hits, everything's good. RBIs, good stuff. So over-unders 8. I already love it if the pitchers are average at best. Let's look at the pitchers. We're done with LeMahieu. We're done with Will Warren. Let's go over here. San Diego and Toronto. Dylan Cease, but earned runs has not been. He's been like strikeouts in. All right, so Toronto strikeouts is 12th at 8 a game, which is up from their season average because they've been really good this season on strikeouts. So I'm not going to take that. We will look at runs though because they're scoring runs. That's what we want to see. So Cease earned runs, Cease and desist, please, and. Yeah, I mean, it's only, man, he barely hits this line. Look how consistent this man is. Outside of the A's just popping off on him at the first game of the season. This was all last season, but yeah, 2025. Oh, that wasn't first game of the season. That was third game of the season for him. Whatever. Last 5, he's averaging 1.8 because he's just that good. Who is he going against? He's going up against somebody. Oh, it's Chris Bassett. Is it Chris Bassett? Or did they change something? Why do I not have Chris Bassett props? It is Chris Bassett. Oh. All right, Bassett versus San Diego, trying to hide the pitcher from me. 364 with a home run for Machado. Bogarts 586 with a home run. Good stuff. You can see the stuff. That's the history against righties. This is San Diego this season. Toronto versus righties this season, and Toronto versus Dylan Cease. There's a lot of red, except for Santander, who has a 313 with a home run. He does well. Huh. Oh, I still like the over because we get 9 full innings. We have to trust the bullpens, and I'm sorry, bullpens are the silliest position in sports. I don't care what position it is. You can trust most positions. Like you can trust a backup quarterback in football. I can't trust a damn bullpen in baseball, no matter what team it is. Detroit probably has the best bullpen. I still wouldn't trust them at all. Something about that, the relievers cannot do their jobs. Ever since last season, just blown lead, blown lead, blown lead. Anywho, I digress. I'm still a little salty of the Colorado game last night. If you can't tell, that was that win that was defeat snatched from the jaws of victory. Oh, man. So, anywho. Oh, buddy. Let's go back over. I'm going to trust the offenses here. We're going to, like I said, we're going to fade the bullpens. We're going to take this over of 8 because guess what? 8's cool. 4-4. That's my favorite score in baseball. That's an over right there. So, we'll take the over of 8 next. Okay. Seattle, Chicago's up next. And I am perplexed, one would say. We have odds, right? Do we just have odds? We do have odds. 175, 8.5 is our total, right? Cool. That's cool. Then hold your nose. It's going to stink. There's a lot of red. Disgusting. That's what it is. Lost 5, won 4. Yes, Seattle's probably going to win the games, but I can't in good conscience put money on a team that can't hit the ball. You're batting 207. Yeah, you're facing the White Sox, but still. Just disgusting. Look at all the Sox logos popping up. That tells you how bad Seattle's playing right now. No. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll just do props. That's where we started this segment. And I look over and go, where are the props? Who hit the props? We don't know who's pitching. Lies. I can come over here and literally see over here and just look at the screen. But we have, oh, nope, we really don't know. Seattle is not decided at on a Tuesday morning. They don't know who's going out there yet, but Chicago sent out Bryce Wilson, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to give you no props on that. He ain't crazy." How has he done stats wise? He's a reliever. Oh, the bullpen's out. Here we go. 6 ERA. See what I'm talking about? Bullpens? Just something. Yeah, ERA last 7 days is 11.1. He's had 3 strikeouts. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Yep. Okay. All right. Smart things to pass on this garbage. I know some of you absolute degenerates are going to play this, and hey, more power to you. I'm not. I'm leaving this garbage alone. I'm leaving the dump. We're going to go somewhere nicer next. When I say I leave the dump and I'm going somewhere nicer, usually it's actually somewhere nice. Typically, Milwaukee's a nice place to go, right? You would think, but then they're playing Baltimore, and then you just get really confused because you see the numbers. Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. Milwaukee, 125, 8.5, right? Cool, that makes sense. Baltimore, 7-game losing streak. Yeah, that makes sense, right? How are their numbers mid, and Milwaukee is still garbage, yet they have a 2-game winning streak? That tells you how bad the bats are, yet how good their pitching has been. That's what this is. And then they are an enigma. I have no clue what's going on in Baltimore. They are bad as Colorado and Pittsburgh and the White Sox, but then they could easily be good if they wanted to. But 15-31 is pathetic. That is rough. So, pitchers, we have Logan Henderson going up against Keegan Aiken. Okay. Yeah, both teams are 21st in strikeouts, but we have to look at these. I just don't know what to do here. I don't want to play this game. This game is nasty, disgusting. Logan versus Baltimore, nothing. Baltimore versus righties. The numbers look kind of good because they started off the season strong, but now they've kind of gone downhill. Tongue twister. Milwaukee versus lefties. There you go. And Milwaukee versus Keegan. We have stats. Not many, but there are stats. Let's look. Logan earned runs. How many innings are you? 6 and 5. Not bad. What are your strikeouts? 9 and 7, Logan. All right. I see you. Logan, facing. So Baltimore's pitching has been so good. They're going to shut Baltimore down. It's going to be sad. Okay, I'm going to have to tell you the dude's pitching. Those strikeouts, that's nice. It's only 2 games. It's a 2-game sample size. Pump the brakes a little bit, but that's still good. Now it was against A's and Cleveland. Cleveland don't strike out much. That should tell you something right there. So we might be taking his strikeouts. Let's look at Keegan. Strikeouts 1 against Detroit. You only struck out 1. How many innings you pitch? That's a bullpen game. Oh yeah. Yep. We're gonna trust this man right here. This game, I'm not trusting the side. We're not trusting the bats. I want Logan to get 6 strikeouts against Baltimore, who, if you didn't hear me at the beginning, is 21st. Well, they're tied at 21st with 9 strikeouts per game, which is closer to their average on the season. So yeah, Logan Henderson over 5.5 strikeouts next. Interesting. Detroit St. Louis is up next, and currently we have a Detroit 180 with a 7.5. 7.5 feels low, right? It kind of is, especially when we got the numbers from St. Louis. This is an interesting battle. We have the St. Louis offense, who looks pretty good. They're top 5 in most categories. Detroit, who is is right at average. 15 is average. There's 30 teams, so they're just slightly at average. So clearly, St. Louis has the lean on the bat side. They have the lean at being at home, and they're 8-2 in the last 10. They're playing great overall. Only problem is they're going up against Tariq Skubal, Mr. Silent himself. So, but Fetty's going out there as well. Skubal's strikeouts has been quite nice. Only problem is St. Louis don't strike out much. There you go. There's that predicament. We always look at this and say, can the strikeout guy strike? They do well against the teams that don't like. If he was facing his own team, he'd probably hit 7 strikeouts pretty easily. He might get to 7 or 8 strikeouts. Yes. Is it going to be easy? No. It's going to be a little sweaty. It always is. Is there going to be a chance that he gets below this? Absolutely. And this is where we make our money usually, because actually not us, the books. I'm not a book. I wish I was. My God, that'd be amazing. But yeah, the books might feast on this today because they're going to see Skubal, and people are just going to dump blindly into Skubal strikeouts. 6.5, bet. Not knowing St. Louis only strikes out 7 times a game, but it's an average, and averages kind of fluctuate. So we want everybody to stay close to their average. So let's take a look at strikeouts, shall we? Look at this. Look, I got 6 and 7 on here. 6 is 130. 7 is plus 140. They're trying to bait you into like, hey, come on, you want to ladder it maybe? Come on. St. Louis doesn't strike out much. Remember that. So, yeah, he's been a monster here recently. I give him that. I probably might still take it, even though the St. Louis don't strike out. But damn. Let's look at the histories. Fede. Man. All right, Bias. 2 home runs and 7 at bats with a 4.29 against you. All right. A couple other home runs, righties. There you go. Let's look at St. Louis, the lefties. Let's see how they do. Let's look at the K race too. 31, 32, 19, 33, 23, 16. Kind of low. Yeah, a couple are higher, yeah, but a lot of low ones. You want everybody to be at least below 30. That'd be nice. That's 3 out of 10. So you see the stats. Against Scooby, I like Scooby. Scooby's one of my favorite players by far. Love Scooby. But I don't know about this prop. I mean, this is disgusting. Yes. Now, he might do something like an 8 here, like he did against the Angels. And at this time, Angels were 30th in strikeouts. Remember that. He got it, but man, that was sweaty because I bet that one. I remember that. Texas, I don't know if I bet. Boston, I absolutely bet this one. That was easy. So, because Boston's bottom 5 in strikeouts. KC, a team that does not strike out much. Look what he did. See? Yankees strike out a bunch. I don't know what happened here. But yeah. So, I say all that to see. Let's look at Fetty walks. Detroit's 19th in walks. We're not taking that either. So 6.5 feels low for a reason. But man, oh man, I don't know. I feel like I got to do something in this game. St. Louis, who's favored? Detroit 180. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching the over under 7.5. If anything, do we ride or die with it? If it was 7.5 at 130, I would probably go under. But everything's saying stay away. If you take it, I hope you hit. I hope you hit it because I'm not touching it. Next, moving on, Philadelphia and Colorado, and we can see 275 Philly with a 10.5. Interesting. We see the numbers and stats. Look at Colorado's numbers, not bad. Philly's numbers good. 4-game streak, 2-game streak. You can see, of course, who's pitching today is going to be Phillies Rockies. Load them up. Yay! It's Cincinnati Day. I didn't realize it was that day already. It was one of my favorite days of the week. Antonio Cincinnati goes out there and pitches, and it is a beautiful day. He's facing somebody who is really good at hits. Oh my goodness. Earned runs as well. Ooh, it is like Christmas morning for us here. Hits allowed. They bumped him to 6.5 finally. He's been at 5.5 because he had a nice streak going, but I don't think 6.5 is even not bad either. Oh, buddy. Earned runs. Let's see how you done. Last 5, you're averaging. You had a good game against Washington. 3, 8. 8. He's averaging 8 hits a game, and they leave him out there. He gives up hits. He don't give up too many earned runs. 4 when you go that many hits is actually pretty good. So Texas got him for 6. Let's look at the matchups. How's he done historically versus Phillies? Hoyle Harper has 2 home runs and 13 at bats with a 385. Realmuto has a 462. You can see some of the stats. 417 per Trey. Yeah. Righties, there you go. Philly for sure. Colorado's lefties, not too much. Against Luzardo, we have a whole lot of nothing. We got duel with the home run. So yeah, what's Philly money line? Philly run line. The Philly run line is 185. You're going to see this bump up to 300. I can guarantee you. 300 is, watch out. I'm going to tell you right now. Remember, the Dodgers got swept this weekend. Remember that by the Angels. Anything can happen. Baseball is the sport where the best team in the league will have 60 losses. Remember that. So, yeah. I think we're going to fade Cincinnati. I think we're going to hits based on the spreadsheet because look at the numbers. Hits their 9th, 7th in batting average, on base, slugging, OPS. Yeah, they can pop all like 5 hits in an inning all of a sudden, and they won't even be any home runs. There'll just be a bunch of singles and doubles. And next thing you know, it's like 4-0, and they got 8 hits already in the first inning. So 6.5, we will take. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah, we're gonna fade this. We're gonna take this next. Next up, we got KC and San Francisco. You can see currently San Fran's got the advantage with the 8 total. Let's look at the spreadsheet. KC's going back to KC things from last month. There they go, back down to the bottom. San Fran's mid. Pitching-wise, Birdsong. We're doing a bullpen game? Is that what we're doing? Because Birdsong is a bullpen guy. And he hasn't started really. That's interesting. Lorenzen's 2.5 runs. Lorenzen's strikeouts is 80%, which means that's 4 out of 5. San Fran, how are you on strikeouts? 18th at 8.5. Are you really good at strikeouts, or are you just like good? Are you just there? Yeah, you're just there. You're not like amazing at strikeouts. 7's your highest. I don't like that. Let's go stuff. Birdsong history versus them. Nothing. KC versus righties. There you go. San Fran versus righties. There you go. Lorenzen versus San Fran. Oh my God, Flores, 10 at bats, 3 home runs, 1.9. I told you we have a list going. I have to go back and find the other one. I can't remember his name all of a sudden, but yeah, we have multiple heavy hitters on this list. So I think it was LeMahieu from New York, right? I think that's who it was. We have to go back and just tell. We already got him on the hits. Let's see. Um, that's good. Flores. Let's go look for Flores. This is going to be a batter prop day. That's what this is going to be. The Giants. Boop, boop. Flores. There's Flores hits. And it's not the best. It's not looking great unless we're just missing out on something. So, last 10. HR. 8. Damn. Dude had eight RBIs and he just did nothing. He used it all in one day. We're going to leave Flores alone, probably, because that's not looking too great. So let's look at the numbers, the stats. I don't trust nothing in this one. I don't like this game. We're just going to pass. Next. Moving on, Angels and A's. Currently 156 for the A's. 10 is our total. Let's look at the sheet. We can see stats. A's are struggling a little bit. Angels are doing better. Yeah, that's weird. 6-game losing streak, 4-game winning streak. Man, baseball, ain't it? So let's look at who's going out there today. Throwing the ball is going to be Hendricks. Earned runs and strikeouts are highlighted versus Gunnar Hoglund, who we have faded last couple games. I believe we faded his hits allowed. Is that what we faded? Let's take a look. Yes, we faded that. He gave up 7 hits to the Doyers. We took that over for sure. Against Angels today, Angels are 22nd in hits. No, we ain't fading that. We want to look at Hendricks earned runs. That's against the A's. We're 23rd in runs, so we're not taking that. Hendricks strikeouts, 2.5. I don't care if you're facing little leaguers. I'm not taking a pitcher at 2.5 strikeouts. Not doing it. That's set for a reason. Not a chance in hell. Let's look at the stats, actually. Oop, there we go. Never faced Gunnar, obviously, because he's new. Righties for the Angels, righties for the A's, and righties versus Hendricks. Or, not righties. The A's versus Hendricks. Let's see, what was that, 2 for 20? That's good. Yeah, 3 for 3, and that's a whole lot of nothing. So, yeah, that doesn't help us out none. This game's kind of eh. The pitchers are eh. I don't like, no. Hoglund might have a great game. That's what I'm thinking this one. Hendricks, I don't know what he's going to do. What's your earned runs looking like, buddy? No, pass. Next. Now this is a game I like. Arizona and the Dodgers. Let me open it up so you can see it. Currently, it is the Warriors 220 with a 9 total. All right, you have a big spread and a 9. That tells me a lot right there. So let's see what we got. Yeah, look at the off. Look at all the single digits. That is beautiful. Outside of triples. That's crazy, but yeah. Over. I don't care who's pitching. Who is pitching? I don't even know. Let's look. It's Ryan Nelson versus Yamamoto, and they both are kind of mid. Nelson over earned runs has been pretty good. So it means he's been actually cooking on the earned runs. He is under this. Yeah, he's been really good outside that one game against Houston. So we'll see if that keeps up today. Yamamoto versus Arizona, and Arizona's actually gotten to him a little bit. Home run for Moreno, home run for Marte, 333, 500, and not so much for the rest. Let's see, against righties, there's our stats. Dodgers versus righties, and Nelson versus Dodgers. Not the best, but man, these bats are so hot right now. The histories are not in our favor. Kind of, but not really. Earned runs are both good. You see 2.5. Let's see, last 5, you're averaging a whopping 2.6, but that 5 is doing a lot of heavy lifting. And then Yamamoto did get worked in his last outing, wasn't it? It was the last one, the one before that. I can't remember which one it was. Both. Just both. He's been great for like ever, and then like 2, yeah, he got worked for 5 against Arizona, oddly enough, and then the A's got him for 3. So yeah, remember when I said earlier, the more they face somebody, the better it is for the batters? There he did this. You think Yamamoto's going to come back and shut him down? He could, but I think it's more inclined that Arizona's continue to have success. So yeah, we're going to go over. I'm almost positive. Yeah, we're going to go take the over, because look at the numbers. I got to take this. Over under of 9. Yeah, give me the over of 9. Let me put this on my list. Ooh, let me get rid of this one again right there. And an over of 9. If I could type 9, that'd be better. Perfect. And now lastly, let's just pop back to the props. Let's go back to the Mets game, because I kind of want to, check out that again. Remember, because Pete Alonso did not have any updated stats really. So we want the Mets and the Red Sox. We're going to go right back to it. And I still don't have any. That's really annoying. That annoys me so much. Right there. Still the same 3. Man. All right, I guess we won't have it on the list today. Shameful, shameful stuff indeed. So, yeah, so we went over. I covered enough, dude. You could make you a home run slip if you wanted to, probably. I don't know how it's going to work, but hey, it's there. So, spreadsheet, let's bring this up. Oh my God, I hate go away. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We have the Wednesday schedule right here. You see everybody who's playing. I'll be back tomorrow. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing. Check out the HQ if you want the plays in a nice typed out sheet for you for every sport, or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research. Other than that, I appreciate you being here. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday for some more MLB. Peace.